Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I was lucky enough to win a contest that Megan Cahill, and I'll tag her down below, was putting on her Instagram. So went through, did the whole tag this, do that, all that fun stuff, and I ended up winning. So I ended up getting in the mail from Megan this beautiful palette from BH. Now I want to show you how beautiful it is. Look at that. So as soon as I saw this palette, I immediately gravitated towards the purple over to the yellow. I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't done a sunset eye yet on my channel. So I was like, this is the perfect time. So I want to thank Megan Cahill so much for sending me this beautiful palette. And yeah, so if you want to see how I get this fun, beautiful sunset eye that's giving me all of the summer feels, which I'm so ready for, by the way, then keep on watching. All right guys, to start this look off, I'm gonna do the brows. I'm gonna use the West Barn Soap Brow and the Coconut Dew Mist that comes with it, or with the brand. So let's do that. Spritz it, and then just glide my brush in it. Boop, boop, boop. And just go and get my brows in some texture. Not that that made any sense. Also, it's really loud. Sorry for the noise. The background noise is going to be really fun to deal with today. Woo. So next, I'm going to take a tiny bit of the Anastasia Pomade in Taupe. And so what I like to do with this is take the tiniest bit, and then I'll actually use the lid as a dispensing mechanism. So I'm just going to create hair-like strokes and kind of fill in any gaps that we see. I'm definitely not too terribly perfect with this because I'm going to go back in and clean it up with all of the foundation and concealer layers that we use. So next, I have actually been playing with a new foundation, and that is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I can't decide how I feel about it yet, but I have been playing with two different colors, so I accidentally bought a color that's way too light, which is porcelain, and I was lucky enough to have linen on me as well. So I'm just gonna go through and dot this all over my face and mix this up. So we'll see if I can get a good color with it. And I'm using the tried and true Morphe sponge to kind of push this guy around and blend it in. I've also been trying out a new concealer, and that is the Hourglass, go figure, Cream Vanish. The Hourglass Vanish Concealer, which is new for them. I'm using the color Cream. So let's dot her on. I haven't quite decided how I like this yet. My skin is so dry, and for whatever reason the foundation tends to show my dryness, and I don't know if it's because the liquid just gives me more hydration or what, but I'm gonna give it a couple more tries before I completely say no and go back to my Dior that I love so much. So let's blend her out. And I also went with cream because I love to go pinker with my concealers because that'll always correct darkness, which is never a bad thing with how tired I've been lately. Also, can we talk about how long it's been since I've made a video? Work has picked up, which is a good thing, but you know, sometimes other things have to go to the wayside. And I'm going a little bit heavier with my concealer today because we are going to be doing a fun look, which you've seen. I'm clearly in the mood for summer by doing all of this bright sunset eye, so I'm excited to do it. So I'm going to take just the ever so slightest tiniest bit more here. And instead of using a sponge, I want to bust out the Vanish, I guess it's whatever brush comes with the concealer with Hourglass. And I just want to tap it in because I really don't want any product to be sucked up by the sponge. I want it to really be concentrated in that area that I get so dark in. Because we're going for a full glam today. So for bronzing, our cream bronzer today, I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty Cream Tantour in Fair. I've really enjoyed using this little guy here. I'm going to take this Morphe E8. Really love this brush for many different things, but to apply the initial cream concealer is really nice. You get just enough in the areas that you want. And then for my nose, I actually think I'm going to take this Vanish concealer brush. Over applied, but luckily this stuff is, the Tantour is so blendable that you can really go in and get rid of however much you accidentally put on there, which clearly I'm starting to put too much, but that's okay. Nothing blending can't fix. Using this, just grab this Jaclyn Hill brush, the J02, just to see if I can get it to move. I mean, I'm not mad at it though. Just have to work a little harder with how small it is. I just love this stuff. It is so good. And really make sure you press in your bronzer into your hairline. Okay, and then can't forget the chin. So I'm gonna just take a little bit and use this same brush, the J02. I'm just gonna go right along that edge of the jawline here and bang into my hoop as I do it. I am going to take my bronzer that is so done. I need to figure out what color this is because I went to go look at the bronzers for Hourglass and they looked way too warm, so I'm hoping this isn't a bronzer that they do not sell. It'd be really sad. But this is the last year's volume of the holiday palette. I'm just gonna go over that contour that I just did just to set it and intensify it a little bit more. And I have found that I absolutely love, love, love the Hourglass bronzers. Every time I go for a matte bronzer, I'm always disappointed. The Hourglass bronzers are mixed with their ambient light powders, and it just gives a skin-like look rather than being so stark matte. So hopefully I can figure that out. Fingers crossed, I guess, huh? Next, I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs contouring powder in Dream Filter 02, and I'm going to take, which brush am I going to take? This one. Let's do the Morphe M501, and I love this shape because it's got a more tapered point to it. This just gives me a little bit more of a concentrated situation because we don't want to necessarily put this powder everywhere or all over our bronzing work. And I'm going to concentrate this just on that line. Now let's get to powdering those under eyes. So I want to double check and make sure I don't have any sort of creasing, which I don't think I do. And I'm actually going to take the Hourglass powder and I'm going to bake a little bit. So something that I have completely fallen in love with is, and I know her line has definitely gotten a lot of flack, is the Dragon Beauty transformation powder. These have been amazing. Clearly they have been loved on. So I'm going to take the M105 Morphe brush and just take that along after doing that baking, just to brighten it up a little bit. I found that it just does a little something something, but nothing too dramatic. I want to save the blush for last because this is going to be such a dramatic look. I kind of want to see where we go with it and see how much I'm going to need. I am excited. Okay, so I'm just taking a little powder underneath my eye, right where the shadow's gonna go, so that we can dust it off later just in case there is fallout, because I haven't played with this palette yet and I'm excited to see, but we don't want to chance it with the fallout. Okay, so let me introduce to you, if I can say it, Laviedunprince. So I think it's like Laviedunprince themed. Anyways, so this is the palette, and it is the BH Cosmetics new palette. Look at that. They did so good with the coloring of this. So I think today I'm going to actually play with this row here, the purple to the yellow. And let's make a sunset eye. Okay. So I'm going to have you zoom in real quick. All right. Now that you are in my business, I'm going to start off with the P. Louise base in number 2. For any super pigmented really dramatic eye, I highly recommend this primer because it will block out all color, but then also really make it punch because you can pack on product really, really well. And I also like to take this up and really clean off the brow because for looks like this, having that line really gives the structure that we like to have. So I'm gonna start out with this lovely purple right here. And the name of it is Sueno. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But I am gonna start out with using the Morphe M506 brush. This is one of my faves to start packing on color. So with building up color, you want to tap, 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 tap and really start blending it out. This is going to allow you to get all of the product off the brush, one, and then to really concentrate it, because for these type of looks, we really want to see the color. Yeah, I'm gonna take a Bellamy Tools 783. This one's nice and tapered. And essentially what I've done is I've assigned different brushes to a different color. So each brush is only gonna have that color on it, so I do not mix these colors. That is definitely something I've found to be key when doing these brighter looks where we really want to layer it and blend it out. And so I'm just going to pack this color now over the line where we've ended the purple and then blend it up. And again, stamping motions, I don't want to blend until I absolutely have to, because these colors, because they're so close in color, they will blend themselves. At least that's the hope. Got a little pinkity on. And now I'm gonna take my Sigma, I think that's E45. Again, same type of shape. This time we're gonna go into, and I didn't show you, so I just did the pink, which is Lavied, and now I'm gonna do Monarch, which is the lovely orange. Just gonna tap into that. Same process, we're just gonna blend over that. So next I'm going to take this shader crease brush by Sigma, which is the E47, I think? Yeah, E47. And it's got the nice little tapered edge, but it's more of a flat brush. And I'm ever so slightly going to take this and do a bright yellow haze. Oh, and I am using the Noel color. No. So sorry. So now I'm just going to go back and forth. I found that I just have to go through and keep building up these colors until I'm satisfied. So I'm going to go in with the pink, and what brush is this? This smudge brush by Sigma, which is the E21. Was definitely a lifesaver in building these colors up. Because essentially you need at least one little area all the way around where the color is pigmented and then it buffs out. So just getting those colors ever so slightly. And of course I've created, let's see if I can get my hand in here, I've created a crazy mess. Just pretty much I need one of those color switchers, but I'm using my hand instead. So next I'm going to take just a white NYX NYX pencil. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, so let's put that in our lower waterline. Now I'm going to take my trusty Inglot gel liner and I'm gonna use the eyeliner pencil or eyeliner brush in E. And then I'm gonna use the eyeliner brush by Sigma, which is the E11. Super fine tip brush. Very, very, as you can see, tiny. And all I want is just to create a simple line around the eye so that it's lined for the lashes. I don't want to do a wing for this because there's already so much going on. I'd rather the color do the talking at this point. Now I am going to take my favorite inner corner and brow bone highlighting brush, the M515 from Morphe, and I'm going to spritz it with the coconut dew that we used for the soap brows earlier. And I'm gonna take Metamorphosis in the palette, and I'm gonna pop it right here in my inner corner. And look at that color, isn't that fun? So it's got this like orangey gold duochrome look to it. It's really cool. Goes really well with all these colors. I'm gonna pop it in my inner corner so we get a little more ka-chow. Now I'm going to pop on these beautiful lashes from Velour, and they are the Fluff and Edgy is the name of these guys. So I'm gonna take the Velour Lashes Glue, which has become my absolute favorite. And it is latex free, which is a great little tidbit. And so let's just pop these suckers on. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little birthday sample of the Milk Kush mascara, and I'm going to pop this sucker on. I've actually really liked this mascara. I didn't necessarily get on the bandwagon when it did come out at first, but since they gave me a sample of it, it definitely worked and got me hooked, so look out. Hourglass mascara, you might have a competition on your hands. So I'm really gonna pack on, I'm really gonna pack on the bottom mascara because I'm not necessarily putting eyeliner on because I didn't want to cover up all of the blendy work. So if you're doing it at home, really put on a lot of mascara because it'll give that liner effect without doing full-on liner. Right, so last and certainly not least is the blush, highlight, and lips. I wanted to wait and do my blush is because this becomes very dramatic very quickly, and you can actually lose the shape of your face because the eyes are so big and bold. So just wanted to add a touch more bronzer in these little areas. Right in here. Now, what do I want to use? Do I want to go matte or do I want to go more luminous? I think I want to go matte. I'm going to use the KKW X Mario blush. So this is the color right here. Isn't that so pretty? And it's definitely a good color for this look. Begin building that up. for highlight, I want to take the Becca Champagne Pop. She's been loved, clearly. And I want to take that and just dive in. Since it has that more champagne-y gold look, I figured we could play on that. So, probably shouldn't say this because I probably shouldn't be using powders this old, but this is one of Jacqueline's. Like this is, I bought this when it first came out, and this is still it. So, if that tells you anything about how long these highlights last. Oh man. So I like to take the excess and just go over anything for my poor dry skin. And I was using the Morphe M501, and now I'm gonna go and take the Jacqueline brush J03. I'm just gonna give it that pink effect. Same thing here. So for lip color, I am going to do a light lip liner situation with, wow, this is so off there, but this is Strip Down by MAC. I'm just gonna lightly line my lips. I want it to be super, super diffused, but I still want that dimension because this lip, we don't want too much lip going on. So the lipstick I just used was He's a Mixer, and then I just want to see how the gloss Proud of You from KKW looks.